everyone, Summon Bard here. Oh, you can call me Sully. Well, if you're wondering why I have these Richard Scarry characters behind me, there's a specific reason why. There's been several times where I reviewed some stuff from my childhood, some of which are underrated than others. But for 2026, and perhaps the next year or two, I wanted to go over the specials that I've grown up with when they were on VHS. Most of them are going to be obscure ones, but I hope you'll understand what I'm reviewing and why. So, without further ado, I want to begin this lineup by reviewing the first video in a series of 6 videos that are based on well-known books and characters from the 80s and 90s. First released on VHS on March 15th, 1989 from Random House Home Video, and then re-released on DVD on October 16th, 2001, it's Richard Scarry's best ABC video ever. Director Tony Eastman had made a nice if janky animated video based on the books and characters created by Richard Scarry, with nice characters, a simple story, and okay animation. Set in Busy Town, where animals live their daily lives and perform their respective jobs, Huckle Cat and his friend Lily Worm are going to school for Alphabet Day, where the teacher, a bear named Miss Honey, is teaching her class the letters of the alphabet. And the rest of the video is of each student reciting their respective letter and what it begins with, sharing stories containing words of those letters. And during those segments is a subplot involving Banana's gorilla wanting bananas, or banana-type foods, only to steal a bunch of bananas from a mail truck and gets chased down by the police dog Sergeant Murphy. Being the first animation to feature the world of Richard Scarry, it's very much alright if rather clunky, especially for today. For one thing, I didn't own this VHS when I was a kid, and I've only owned these 2 VHSs and rented the rest from my local library. I did also find it rather forgettable as years passed, and looking back on it, there were only a couple bits I remember, like Lily doing the alphabet at the end, but that's about it. But mainly because the animation, as limited as it is, feels off-putting. From the way the characters look at the audience or showing teeth that seem unsettling, to some animation cycles in the opening, and to some errors in the animation and continuity here and there. But outside of the awkwardness of the animation, and points where the characters address the audience, even to allow some pauses for people to react or speak in a pre-Dora the Explorer or Blue's Clues nature, the story and setup is very basic. There's only a small amount of conflict or value going on, whether it's the small stories showing each of the letters of the alphabet, or the classroom flooding from an accidental garden hose spray by Janitor Joe, that's quickly resolved after the next letter, or the main subplot with Banana's gorillas and his chase. Of course, by the end, it's revealed that the bananas gorilla stole were actually for him, and he never once noticed a tag on the fruits. Yet even when watching this video, that subplot and portions of the main plot have several obvious moments that I figured out before they were mentioned, like the dance these bugs did on the xylophone is the jitterbug, and Loli's present to Patty Elephant is a peanut. And speaking of Loli, his appearance in this is pretty cute. He doesn't talk in this or in any of the other animated videos until the TV series, The Busy World of Richard Scarry. But how he goes about throughout this video, from accompanying Huckle to showing up in some of the letter segments, is quite adorable. And him coloring the C words in a quick scribble is just silly enough to make me giggle. The humor for this video is not too bad, and sometimes did give me small chuckles or giggles, from the fire pigs pointing out the smoke of a barbecue to the silly soup the pig sisters make. Though, despite some stilted voice acting from these kids, and how the kid characters' names conveniently match the letter they're holding, I can't help but feel bad for some of them with how they act or behave in class, even in front of Miss Honey, who, while occasionally isn't being mean, almost felt like it from time to time. And I even feel bad for some of the characters within the letter segments that have some mishaps. And overall, this animated video is alright. It's not exactly a favorite of mine from this series, given the clunky and odd animation, obvious points, and much of it being forgettable, but I did like some aspects here and there, like the animations can be cute, with Loli especially, and the simple premises of the letter segments, main story, and second story. So it's basically half and half, even though I didn't grow up with this one as much as the later ones, but those will be reviewed soon enough, as this one on its own is sort of fine. 2.5 plus, or 2.5 mixed stars. And that is it. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you soon in the next video.